Hi Aries, this is Madhura, and I have your reading for you for February 19th through February 28th. So your reading is for the February part of the Pisces season and for the zodiac sign of Aries. Okay. Um, Firstly, this is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't. And how I basically pull these cards is I shuffle the deck. I let the universe know that this reading is for you, like for Aries, for February 19th through February 28th. And then I start asking questions. And as I'm asking questions, my deal with the universe is as I'm shuffling the deck and asking questions, whatever cards fall out. As I'm asking these questions, those are the answers for those questions. Okay, so um, so here I have your essence. All right. So your essence is the Knight of Wands and the King of Pentacles. So this is your default setting. This is who you are on the inside, who you keep going back to being. Yeah, your qualities that you keep going back to, your foundation. And with that, because of the Knight of Wands and the King of Pentacles, I would say that um, you are driven. Yeah, you're very passionate. You are fueled by your passion. Okay, you're um, um, we are all fueled by very different things, right? But for you specifically, if this reading resonates, then your fuel in life is whatever it is that you're passionate about. It could be your career, it could be your domestic life, it could be your romantic partner, whoever, whatever you feel a true passion for is what you wake up for each day, is what you try to be better at with each passing day. Okay, and with the King of Pentacles, I feel like you are the authority on manifesting, and you are very well aware of that. You know that as long as you're working hard, as long as you're putting in your Knight of Wands energy, where you're going, you're even on days that you don't really want to work um, that hard, days that you want to make take life a little bit slowly, even on those days you make sure that you're working as hard as possible for that day. And you know that as long as you're you know that as long as you're doing that, as long as you're driven, as long as you're chasing your passion, and as long as you're doing it with all your fire, you can manifest whatever it is that you want to manifest, that you want to have in life. Okay. So yeah, I think that's your essence. That's who you are. That's your second nature. That's your default setting. That's what you keep going back to. And I think that's such a wonderful essence to have. Okay. With your current situation, I see a beautiful romantic relationship wherein y'all are building your foundation as a couple. Okay. It's a very compatible relationship, it's an equal exchange of love. You are as into this as your partner is. Y'all are almost in this situation in life right now where you can't really see anyone other than each other, and you're both smitten. Okay. It's a very emotional, it's a very intuitive connection. It's not really based on any materialistic exchanges. It's not like the nurturer provider kind of a vibe. It's a very, you are both in love for the same reasons with each other, or similar reasons with each other. And I think it's blooming really beautifully, and it's making you, maybe you think of that person and you smile to yourself. It's a very those Bollywood kind of romantic songs we see when people are falling in love with each other but haven't really confessed yet. So I honestly don't know if you've confessed or not, but you both know how the other person feels. Okay. And you're both willing to just give, these two people are trying to give each other the cup they're holding. Okay, they're willing to share themselves. They're very open about um, how they want this connection to bloom. Okay. um, there's nothing hidden here. All right, everything's out in the open. This question I ask, um, usually based on the current situation. All right. I either ask how should what should the person do to what should be the next steps maybe to keep the abundance that they right now have, or how should they go about this. Okay, so for you, I honestly didn't ask a before I could ask a question. This card fell out. um, Interesting. um, hmm. It had come out upright. The Seven of Swords had come out upright, but like I got the reading out at a different spot and I moved it to be able to film it. Um, and while moving the cards, somehow, excuse me, I've placed all the cards as they had come out in their right positions, except the Seven of Swords. It's in its right position, but I've placed it reversed. And I almost feel like I should leave it like that, um, because I feel like that's how it's supposed to be read. Okay, so I'm gonna do that. All right. I asked what, um, how can you maintain this abundance that you have right now? How can you go from the Two of Cups to the Ten of Cups with this person? Okay, Ten of Cups is family bliss, celebration of some kind, maybe a proposal, an engagement, a marriage, something more long term, something more stable, secure. Okay, and that's when the Seven of Swords had fallen out upright, and then as I pulled out a clarifier for it, the Nine of Swords came out reversed. With the Seven of Swords upright, there's a chance of deception, right? There's someone cheating on someone, and usually in relationships, especially followed by a Two of Cups, I would have said that either your partner has cheated on is going to be cheating on you, or you're going to be cheating on your partner. But at the end, there's going to be some sort of a breakdown, right? There's two ways to read the reversed Nine of Cups, Nine of Swords, and in this case I feel like there was a breakdown. Okay, but with the Seven of Swords being placed reversed, I know I'm the one who did it, but every single card otherwise is placed in the right position, um, in the right form. Okay, they had all come out upright along with the Seven of Swords, but somehow that got reversed. So I'm going to say that there is going to be deception, but there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Okay, I'm going to change my reading for the Nine of Swords reversed, because because that's what I see here is with the Seven of Swords reversed, the deception and the Hierophant especially. I feel like um, I feel like this deception is going to be something that you and your partner can move past. Okay, there's going to be a light at the end of the tunnel. Maybe there's a thought of deceiving each other, but then you pull back at the right time, and the act of deception doesn't really happen. It's just the intention of it that ends up um, that ends up I don't want to say ruining your connection, but with the Seven of Swords reversed and the Nine of Swords reversed, I almost feel like it's a blessing for your relationship, because Two of Cups is a very dreamy energy, right? Like it's like that Cinderella story that ends the book ends at happily ever after. We all know relationships aren't that easy. We all know it can't be without adjustments and compromises. We all know that the happily ever after never really exists. If you want to continue being in a relationship, if you want to make something work, then you have to make it work. Yeah, every day it's, I'm not saying it's a chore every day, but I am going to say it's work every day to make any relationship especially a monogamous relationship, for it to last long. I mean, why especially monogamous, right? Even polyamory is that difficult. Is they all have their pros and cons. Any type of a relationship, and it's work. You can't just. It's not all fun and games. You don't just wake up every day and love the person. You don't just wake up every day and tolerate whatever their bad habits are, or their trouble uh, troubling points are for you, right? You make the choice to deal with it every day. You make the choice to love the same person every day. You make the choice to respect each other every day in a way that keeps the fire alive, that keeps the love alive, right? So with the Seven of Swords reversed and the Nine of Swords reversed, it seems to me that you will hit a roadblock. You will come out of this dreamy energy, this like fantastical romantic love story, right? You'll come out of this rom-com energy, and you will encounter an obstacle as a couple in this partnership, which will make your foundation even stronger. The fact that there's a Two of Cups here means that you're trying to build a foundation right now, and I think it's such a good thing early on to deal with each other's trouble areas, problem areas, in order to be able to learn if if this dynamic works for you, even in the at the point of crisis, even when it's difficult to keep it going. Do you want to invest yourself enough in this, and does your partner want to invest themselves enough in this, that you both want to keep this going? Yeah, you both want to get over that obstacle. Use that Knight of Wands energy for not just your career, your finances, not just external things that make you passionate, but even within you, whatever fuels you, even within you, even within just your dynamic of your two people dynamic. Are you driven enough, are you fueled enough by the love that you want to deal with this obstacle head on as a couple? Can you make the choice and decide that it's not me against you, it's us together against the problem? And if you can do that, if you can see the light at the end of this tunnel, of this obstacle that you're about to face as a couple, then then this Two of Cups um, actually has a stable foundation, and then the love here will actually have longevity. Okay, it won't just be a sentence that ends a book in happily ever after. That it is actually something that you can that can last as long as it can, and it'll still be a joyous experience. If at some point you have to leave this relationship behind, you both want to be able to say, I gave it my best, right? I tried my best, but sometimes things just don't work out. And it's fine to have it that way. But if you can't really do that, if you can't really give your best, it's better to know early on than having invested in a dynamic um, for so long that getting out of it becomes that much more difficult. Okay, so there's that. And with the Hierophant present, it's in the challenge position. So I feel like with the Hierophant present, I feel like your challenge is going to be that whatever obstacle you face as a couple is also going to be dealt with publicly. Okay, and that could possibly be challenging for you, because Aries are very strong-headed people, but they are usually some like they have fun socially. They are even extroverts, but they only like to show their good parts or their anger when their tolerance is completely, when they're completely done with someone, then their anger shows publicly. But otherwise they're very private people, where they don't really like everyone to know their business, right? And that's an okay thing to have, and that's why I feel like this Hierophant has come out in your challenge position, is because um, it's going to be challenging for you, that this obstacle is maybe dealt with publicly. Maybe you both have a very public fight about whatever you're dealing with, but then eventually you figure out that um, it didn't have to be that dramatic. Yeah, it could have just been dealt with between the two of us. Other people didn't have to get involved, because there's the Seven of Swords is reversed here. I feel like there is the deception has already happened, or you will stop the deception at the right time, right? It could be either of the two. But what that makes me feel like is, it by publicly, it could just be that whoever you or your partner were about to cheat on the other one with, you know. Um, that could be the public aspect of it. That third party, that person could be the public aspect of it. Is it happens maybe in front of them, or they get involved and they feel deceived because you both get back together. So that's what I have in your challenge position. And in your advice, justice, I feel like whatever happens, however much of the shit goes down, um, you will come out of it with a fair decision. Okay, you will come out to the other side with a fair decision for everyone involved. Okay, and it's important, I feel like it is in the advice position because the universe is advising you to be fair when you make this decision, to not lose your compassion, to not lose your kindness when you make this decision. It's okay to end relationships, it's okay to be hurt if something terrible goes down, but you also have to understand that as souls, we map our journeys before we are even born. At least that's what makes sense to me. So I believe in it. We decide what karmic debts we want to pay off, what lessons we want to learn as in our human form. And if you find yourself believing in this as well, then make sure you don't lose compassion regardless of how hurtful the other person has been, because they are paying off some karmic debts. They have their own journeys, they have their own lessons to learn. Even if it's your mother, her soul is allowed um, her own journey, her own travel, right? Her own evolution, her own battles. So don't make it all about yourself. Don't take this so personally that you make it hard for yourself and the other person to deal with it. Okay? Don't do that. Know that there's a higher power, like a power bigger than you, dealing with all of this. And even if it's you, even if it's your own inner wisdom that's bigger than you, make sure that you can see everyone involved in a tough situation from the perspective of the universe. Okay. Make sure that you remember that we're all just specks of dirt and our existence is limited. And we're here to learn. We're not here to just have fun and party every night. We're here to actually learn lessons. We are here to make sure that we are leaving the planet more evolved than than when we arrived. Okay, so yeah, Aries, that's your tarot reading that I have, and then I'm going to pull out some angel guidance. Bear with me, it might take a second because shuffling sometimes takes a while. All right. Okay, I'm going to read from the book. Beloved one, it's time. Play, alright? Beloved one, it's time to set aside work for a while. Don't worry, we will oversee your responsibilities to their completion. Playfulness, gaiety, and laughter will lift your energy so that you'll return to work with a renewed perspective and heightened energy. The angels see that you need to play, so they sent you this card. You've been working and worrying a lot lately, and your soul cries out for fun. Feelings of fatigue, irritability, or depression are additional signs that you're overdue for some playtime. You don't need to wait until you have a free moment because you can inject fun into your day to day today. Simple pleasures, moments of stillness, laughing with a friend, or watching a funny movie are examples of ways to have fun that don't require a lot of time or money. Fun and play are necessary parts of life for children and adults. These types of activities help us live healthier lives and allow us to attain our desires more quickly. Fun is part of living a balanced life. Additional meanings: stop what you're doing and go have fun right now. Release any guilt about having fun to the angels. You deserve happiness, pleasure, and enjoyment. Make sure that your recreational activities are purely fun and non competitive. Okay, and then let's see what we have for assertiveness. This situation can be healed gently and with love as you've requested. Yet there's also a need for your strength and truthfulness with the other people involved. Okay. We will stand right behind you. I'm going to read that sentence again as I point to the Justice card. Yet there's also a need for your strength and truthfulness with the other people involved. Okay. We will stand right behind you as you speak your truth, giving you strength and guiding your words. You drew this card because you were asking about a situation where you felt victimized. The angels are saying that the situation can only be rectified if you clearly communicate your needs and expectations to others. It's possible to be both angelic and assertive if you call upon the angels for courage and guidance. Okay? Um, It's possible to be both angelic and assertive. The Hierophant is an old word for the Pope. Okay, so and what could be more angelic on the earthly realm than the Pope, right? So it's possible to be both angelic and assertive if you call upon the angels for courage and guidance whenever you intend to speak your truth. With practice, loving assertiveness becomes easier. Additional meanings would be face the situation directly. Okay, no Seven of Swords. Okay, reversed, upright. We just don't want Seven of Swords in your reading. Okay, face the situation directly. Read a book or take a class on assertiveness training. Replace aggressive or passive aggressive behavior with assertiveness. Handle conflict with honesty and love. Tell the truth to yourself and others. This situation is an opportunity for personal and spiritual growth. Aries, I almost feel like because of this assertiveness card, I almost feel like it's gonna be you who cheats or like gets so close to cheating, but or like are dishonest about. Maybe you flirt with someone and you're dishonest about it. And you feel like, oh, whatever, just been a month with this person. I don't really need to, I'm not really accountable to them. But with the Two of Cups here, Aries, it doesn't matter how long you've spent together, your feelings for each other are pretty intense, okay? Um, both of you are on the same page. Don't change that just out of fear or scarcity of space, right, for yourself. Make sure that you're being honest with your person. If you're not ready for a full blown commitment, then let your person know that. Don't do things behind their back, and don't excuse your behavior by telling yourself, oh, whatever, it's not, we're not even that exclusive yet, or we haven't even been together for that long, because the length of time of your togetherness doesn't really matter. What matters is how you both feel about each other, and because that's so intense, because you function, your essence has the Knight of Wands in it, I would highly recommend not excusing your behavior and apologizing wherever necessary, or making sure that not starting the conversation with, I'm sorry you felt misled, but this is not what I meant. Don't do that. Just don't lie to yourself. Be honest with yourself, and from that honesty, find the courage, find the strength to be honest with the other person. Okay, you don't unnecessarily want to garner any karmic debts that you have to eventually in this lifetime or in your next lifetimes that you have to get rid of, right? Why? We're all here to play, we're all here to learn. Let's treat it like that. Okay. So okay, let's see what the door is trying to tell us. Morning memory. Its healing gift runs a destined course. The morning dawn, our inspired source. Meditate under the sun. Okay. If you want to look at the door. Then Divine Guardian. Do not be nervous today or tonight. The path you are on will lead you just right. Let's see what spell card we are getting. Mystic Star, harmony in the home and great. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Harmony in the home and great friendships. So I feel like you will deal with it with your partner, Aries. You'll deal with it right. Just do it at the right time, okay? Don't mess up the timing of doing things in the right way. Okay. All right, Aries. This is the longest reading I've had. I hope I've made sense. I hope there's some good advice in here for you. And if it resonates, hit like, share, subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.